Hey, I'm going to explain very briefly what Nxl Training is, and then I'm going to explain how it works. So Nxl Training stands for No External Load Training, and this is where you don't use any equipment, you don't even use body weight. What you're doing is generating maximal contractions in a muscle group through a dynamic full range of motion, piecing together repetitions to bring about fatigue in that muscle group to stimulate muscular adaptations and strength adaptations. In a little bit more detail, how it works is when you are creating maximal contractions through a range of motion in a muscle group, you are increasing or generating a level of muscle activation that is high enough, and the research shows that it is high enough in no load resistance training when you're doing it right, to bring about mechanotransduction, which then allows for the stimulation or production of the physical results and strength results that we are looking for with resistance training. And in the research that's been published on no load resistance training, it's been shown that the results in terms of muscle thickness adaptations and isometric strength increases is comparable to traditional resistance training. So in the course, we go into a great deal of detail in what Nxl training is, how to apply it exactly to get the results. This, in a nutshell right now, is how it works. You're going to perform 7 Nxl exercises in a routine, in a full body routine. And now, because of the way Nxl exercises work, each of those exercises is actually comparable to doing 2 traditional resistance training exercises, whether you're training on machines or with free weights or body weight. Every Nxl exercise works 2 muscle groups, one on each side of the joint. So if I'm doing a biceps exercise during Nxl training, it's working the biceps and the triceps all the time throughout that same exercise. The biceps doesn't get a rest when the triceps is working, and the triceps doesn't get a rest when the biceps is working. Unlike with traditional resistance training, where when you're doing a biceps curl, the activation in the triceps is pretty low, certainly lower than a threshold stimulus level during the biceps exercise. And the same thing, as you're doing a triceps extension exercise during traditional resistance training, the level of activation in the biceps is below threshold level that would create a stimulus for hypertrophy and strength adaptations, or significant strength adaptations. So 2 Nxl exercises equal 1, and you're going to perform, 1 Nxl exercise equals 2 exercises from a traditional perspective. So you're going to be doing 7 exercises in a routine, but it actually compounds to being more than that. But that's where the efficiency of Nxl training comes into play. The workouts, when you perform an Nxl workout, it's going to take you in the region of 10 minutes to 30 minutes absolute maximum. So for a full body routine. So 10 minutes at the shortest, 30 minutes at the most. Most people will be performing less than 30 minutes when you dialed it in, nailed it, and you're performing it well. In terms of the frequency of training full body for Nxl, we recommend that you train between 1 and 3 times per week. That depends on loads of factors, which is going to be optimal for you based on your own physiology and your lifestyle stresses, is sort of what's going to predict where you would fall on that spectrum. Myself, I tend to do 2 Nxl workouts, full body Nxl workouts a week. When you're first starting out, 3 might be better because it will speed up the learning process of the neuromuscular system. You will get the exercises quicker. And even if you've got a decent history with traditional resistance training, when you start to incorporate or even switch over to Nxl training, it will take the nervous system a while to fully grasp and perform Nxl exercises. And for most people, I'd say that learning process will take a couple of weeks, 3 weeks at most, before you've really dialed in, nailed performing maximal contractions without an external load. There is no exercise equipment required. So it's in the name, no external load training, no weights, no dumbbells, no barbells, no elastics, no body weight even, no equipment, no straps, no nothing. Let's cut to the quick. No nothing. So you or I could perform this exercise in our garden, in a hotel room, on a beach, at your desk, wherever you want. It's just you, your nervous system, your muscles working in cohesion to bring about fatigue in the targeted muscle groups as you run through those exercises. And when you do that effectively, you're generating a level of stimulus that is equivalent to going to concentric momentary muscular failure in traditional resistance training for the muscle groups you're working. And so it's a hugely freeing or liberating approach to resistance training. Of course, it's fantastic to have machines to do this, dumbbells to do that, body weight stations to do, but sometimes it's just super awesome to be able to go back to just you, your physiology, your nervous system, your muscles, your mind working together, and to be able to do that and to be able to stimulate the muscular system without accessories, without the need for accessories, to just get back to the core of your body and your physiology. Nxl training is as challenging physically as any other form of resistance training. It's just different in application, but the end point is effectively the same or highly similar to how you would perform, or where you would take your muscles to during a free weight set or a machine set. The approach, the application to getting to that point is the difference with Nxl training. And take it from me, it's a lot of fun as well to just be focused on your body. It really takes away the distractions of, focusing on lifting the load or do this. It really forces you and nurtures you to focus on the mind-muscle connection, on internal attentional focus. So you're really driving the muscular contractions as you perform the Nxl exercises. So all of this information is fleshed out fully in the Nxl training course on HITuni.com. Links in the description below. Enjoy!